5 years and hundreds of hours of portable radio. What are my takeaways and what have I learned? Hi, I'm Morten, LB0 Fox India, and welcome to LB0 Fox India Norwegian Adventures. I got licensed back in 2020, and since then I've been doing a lot of portable radio. I've been operating in parks, on summits, in different countries, in rain, in wind, in sleet, in snow, in cold, in too hot weather, and even some very, very nice days. But since I've been doing this a lot, well, I thought I'd go through a couple of my key takeaways of portable radio with you guys. What has worked? What hasn't worked? What would I do different if I started again today? That's what we're going to go through today. And why do you want to do portable radio, you might say? Well, for me, portable radio is, well, it's freedom. It's the freedom to get away from the man-made noise. Whether it be your family around you or it be electronic noise in your shack. Even I, who live in a very rural area with not a lot of neighbors, and I try to keep my noise in check, but even I struggle with noise at home. So having the ability to actually get out, operate in a noise-free environment is great. There's also the factor of getting outside, getting fresh air, seeing new spots. All that contribute to the feeling of freedom that you get with portable radio. So let's go ahead and take a look at what lessons I have learned during my 5 years of portable radio. And the first lesson is that simplicity is king. The simpler, the better. The simpler you keep your equipment, the more chances you have of actually being able to do a portable activation. That means do not bring more stuff than you need. Keep it as simple as possible. Keep it to one radio, one, maybe two pieces of coax, a couple of adapters, a battery, and that's about it if you're not doing something special. My experience has been that the simpler I keep my setup, the shorter time I use setting up. And for me, that is really important. I don't want to spend 45 minutes setting up. I want to be up and running within 10 minutes and spend my precious time on actually activating. So first takeaway, simplicity is king. And just so that's been said, when I started out, I used to take a whole lot of stuff with me. Way too many antennas, just in case. Way too large of a battery. At least 4 pieces of coax, just in case. Adapters for everything. Tools, soldering irons, well, everything you can think. My philosophy nowadays is just to go down to the simplest possible setup. And lesson 2 might seem obvious to you. At least it is to me after 5 years, but lesson 2 is simply the antenna is more important and better than the radio. What do I mean with that? Well, I mean, doing portable radio, you're usually doing some kind of on-the-air activity. Whether it be in parks on the air, summits on the air, worldwide bunkers on the air, toilets on the air, or any on-the-air program. But when you're doing that, you are the DX. People are chasing you. And let's be honest, the antenna is, well, even in a totally different situation, the antenna is the key factor here. The antenna is what radiates. I'm not saying use the most efficient antenna though, because my key takeaway is use the antenna that is simplest to deploy. I usually keep a couple of antennas ready for deployment portable. One is some kind of an end-fed, whether it be a random wire type antenna like a Ribicoff or a 9-to-1 random wire, or an end-fed half-wave, which doesn't require a tuner. That's a little bit dependent on what kind of radio I bring. I rarely bring a tuner if I use a radio that doesn't have a tuner, so then it'll be some kind of resonant antenna. The second type of antenna that I usually carry, at least in my car before I go out to deploy, is some kind of ground-mounted vertical with a ground spike, like the JPC-12, like the MA-12, like the Buddy Pole, any of those antennas, like the cheap Chinese red base antenna. because those antennas are quick to deploy. They are easy to get up, and they carry many of the advantages a vertical has over other antennas. And another factor is you're not dependent on a mast or a tree to get the antenna up in the air. It's ground mounted. So, well, the antenna is more important than you think, but don't get lost in having the most efficient antenna. If you spend 45 minutes to an hour setting up your antenna, it's simply not worth it. And lesson 3 is a simple one. Be realistic about your power usage. When I started out, I carried, well, first of all, 2 heavy batteries. I used to carry lead acid batteries instead of lithium ferrite polymer batteries. So, first of all, keep a lightweight battery. And secondly, try to calculate how much power you need. You do not need power for 5-6 hours of operating. Usually after an hour of a portable activation, your mind is starting to shut down. You get fatigue from doing portable radio. So my key takeaway here is bring battery for an hour, maybe 2, but don't overdo it. Be realistic about your power usage. What I usually use is, if I use a QRP radio, I just use a USB-C power delivery power bank. And if I use my G90 or my ICOM 706 Mark II-G, well, I tend to use a 20 amp hour LifePo 4 battery, or at least a 20 amp hour for the 706. For the G90, I might use a 5 amp hour, depending on how long I'm going to be out. But that reduces weight, it reduces space, it makes it more convenient and a lot easier to get out there. And using a power bank with your QRP radio also means that you can charge your other units with it. So be realistic and think about your power usage and what kind of battery usage you actually need. And lesson 4, be comfortable. Well, you shouldn't underestimate the power of being comfortable during an activation. That means, first of all, dress for the occasion. If it's winter, if it's minus 20 degrees Celsius or so, warm clothes, perhaps a campfire, or activate in your vehicle. If it's summer and 30, 35 degrees centigrade, well, find some shade. Make sure you sit comfortable. Standing up during an activation is not really an option. Find a bench, find a tree stub to sit on, use some kind of mat to sit on, a park table if possible. Bring some food, bring some coffee, bring some snacks. Keep your comfortability up, because being comfortable means you can stand doing the activation for longer, and most important of all, it means you're going to have a good time. Nothing's going to kill the mood as much as being uncomfortable. And lesson 5 is somewhat connected to lesson 1. It's about this simplicity, and it's about making it easy to deploy. There are a lot of compromises to our hobby. Ham radio is full of compromises. Portable ham radio is probably even more full of compromises. But by keeping it simple, you'll keep your deployment time down. My factor that I'm not willing to compromise on is time. If an antenna takes more than 10 minutes to deploy, I usually don't deploy it. That usually means that dipoles are off. That usually means that, well, any kind of beam is off. I do have a delta loop, which I love to use, but it takes me about 20 minutes to deploy, so it's rarely used. Back to the antenna philosophy: simple antennas, quick and easy to deploy. Don't compromise on time, guys. Time is precious, and I'd rather spend my time actually activating than setting up and tearing down equipment. So simplicity is, again, king. And don't plan too much. Bring your equipment, find a spot, get on the air, and if you keep your kit simple, you'll be able to do more activations. So, what are my major mistakes doing portable radio? Well, first of all, carrying too much gear. I talked about already how important carrying a light enough load is. Another mistake that both me and other portable operators tend to do is forget stuff. So what I do recommend is just test run your gear at home. You don't necessarily need to hook up everything, but do that mental exercise of thinking what comes next in deploying this gear. Make sure you have those tent spikes for guying your mast. Make sure you have the adapter when the radio has a SO plug, but the antenna has a BNC plug. Make sure you test that every cable is actually working once in a while, because those are the key factors that can ruin an activation, and those are the mistakes I usually do. Another mistake that, well, I tend to do, I'm getting better at it, is overthinking the band conditions. Because when doing portable radio, you're the rare DX. You are the station people are hunting. So if people can hear you, they're going to run you. And that's a key takeaway here. Go out there, have fun. Even though you don't make the 4 QSOs you need for a summit on the air activation, you've reached a summit, you've done something. Even though you don't reach those 10 activations for a parse on the air activation, you managed to get outside. And even though you don't make the 25 QSOs required for a bunkers on the air activation, well, you've seen a historic sites. So there's always some kind of upside to getting out there. So let's try to sum this up though. My biggest advice to you as a portable operator is get out there. Get started. Bring the gear you have. And that's about it. If we're going to go into specifics as I've done in this video, well, first of all, think about the size and what you have in your kit. Think about your battery usage. Think about all the key factors. Test your gear. Check your cables before you go out. And I can promise you're going to have a good time. And even though some things fail, and they're doomed to fail at some point anyway, no matter how experienced you are, well, you've gotten out there, you've had fun, you've done something different. So, well, get out there and make some activations. Do portable radio. So, let me know down in the comments, what are your biggest takeaways for portable radio? What are your biggest pieces of advice? I'd love to look at the comments and see what your experiences are. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I've stated which is obvious? Let me know down in the comment. And while you're commenting, thumbs up please if you like the video. If you dislike the video, I don't think you really watched this far, but if you have, thumbs down please, so I can see if you like these kind of videos. They're a little bit different from my usual kind of videos. Do consider subscribing. I do a lot of portable radio, I do a lot of gear reviews, so if you like that kind of stuff, do subscribe, consider clicking that bell in order to get notified. And I guess that's it for now. I'll see you guys down in the bands. I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you next time I'm out doing portable. Enjoy yourself. 7-3, my friends.